Welcome to America's News Daily. No, that's not correct. Welcome to Off the Clock with Steve. I'm joined by Tiffany Gamblin from Paycom. Tiffany, what's happening?
I'm just really excited to be here.
Can you believe how cool this looks, by the way?
You know what?
Maybe you're used to it because you work here
A
at
couple
Paycom?
of times, but no, this is very high tech, I feel like very much this just in.
I feel like I don't even belong here. This is amazing. Well, Tiffany, it's great to see you. We are at Paycom headquarters in Oklahoma City.
Yes.
It is so great to be here.
Thank you. Well, I am thrilled that you're here, and I'm glad to be here and talking to you today.
Yeah, we've got a couple of days of really cool stuff we're doing. We're doing the Off the Clock show. We're doing a podcast shortly, a webinar later in the day. It's an action-packed day.
Action-packed, yes. We're keeping you busy, for sure.
No, it's fine. I love coming out here. This is probably my third or fourth or, I don't know, at least time out here visiting my friends at Paycom. I love coming here. Maybe, Tiffany, just give us give us a minute on what's been happening at Paycom. It's a remarkable success story for sure, but the last couple of years certainly were different for everybody. How's it been here for you?
You know, I would say a little bit of the same. You know, we have really just shown up with this pandemic, with the world trying to navigate through so much unknown. I would love to say, and I'm happy to say that we've been successful and we've continued to grow our organization. And the last time we talked, I think we were talking very briefly about Betty, which was a product at that point that was
award-winning product, by the way.
Yes, award-winning.
Top HR product of the year.
Yes, revolutionary, and so brand new. As you know, internal in Paycom, we get to try out those things, and so our employees have been utilizing that for quite some time now, and we've got a lot of clients that have signed up for this as well. Big adoption, fastest adoption of any product that we've had before.
Yeah, which is awesome, and I neglected to mention, Tiffany is the director of HR Business Services at Paycom, so you're a real HR person.
Yes.
But one of the things I do like when I work with different organizations in the HR tech space is how they incorporate their actual HR experts, right, in design and development and prioritization, et cetera, et cetera. So you guys, so you're kind of dialed in a little bit, right, to some of the product innovation?
You know, we are, and I will tell you that is something that is in the core of our HR department. You know, our VP of HR, Jennifer, is very
amazing.
passionate about us giving that feedback, about being the #1 super users of our system, making sure that we're giving the actual user day-to-day, here's what we need, here's what it should do, and here's how we can do it better. So I love that our product is designed and utilized by HR people that are in there every single day.
Yeah, look, I always thought, and I've said this before probably on various shows, there's always a lot of pressure, in my opinion, for organizations who are in the broader human capital management space, right? Whether it's tech or whether it's services or advisory, et cetera. Like your own internal HR needs to be pretty good, right? You're probably held to a pretty high standard, right?
Yeah, we are. No pressure. I mean, we know that's part of the job for sure.
Hey, one of the other things I love about Paycom, just in general, I feel like I just see this every week, maybe even more frequent than every week, is community involvement.
Yes.
Like Paycom is constantly, working with organizations in the area, sponsoring a marathon, like donations, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. I don't really have a specific question. I'd love for you to comment on it a little bit about some of the Paycom involvement in the community and for charitable organizations. And then secondly, maybe the follow-up to that would be, what does that mean to the folks who work here?
Well, I love that you brought this up because Paycom is very, very community-oriented. We're very passionate about having an impact in the communities that we operate, not just in our corporate headquarter locations, but really across the U.S. and our sales offices. And so there's pretty much always some type of initiative going on to raise funds for a worthy organization. And it's all kinds of organizations. It may be organizations, with, we've got Pride Month coming up. We've got a lot of organizations there.
Oh, that's great.
Water 4 was one that last month.
Yeah, I just saw that just the other day.
Yeah, so they provide clean drinking water to the most vulnerable. So for Goodwill Industries we had. Most recently, we had a opening in Grapevine of our second corporate location. So a big building, and to benchmark
Grapevine is that Dallas area?
Texas, yes. Okay. Grapevine, Texas, yeah. And so to kind of memorialize that, we gave a $15,000 contribution to a Grapevine-based nonprofit. So it was really a really cool thing. It's called the Gatehouse. And it's an organization that empowers women and children that are in really difficult situations.
Yeah, look, lots of organizations do good in the community. I'm not trying to say that they don't, but I just feels like you guys, I don't know, do more, or you're more, you're just more involved. Like if you go to like the Paycom news section on the website, I feel like 3 out of 4 articles
Yeah.
are about something like this,
Yeah.
right? Rather than just patting yourselves on the back for, version 17.7 of, the payroll rules engine or something like that, which I
Right.
think is kind of cool. Does it matter to employees? Like,
Well, absolutely it does. I mean, I can tell you I serve on a board for a nonprofit here, and I was able to do that because I'm an employee of Paycom,
Okay.
and I was encouraged to do that. But I also think employees find a lot of engagement in the fact that our organization is successful, and we share that with the communities that we operate in.
Yeah, because you're seeing more and more that, especially the younger cohort. I'm not gonna do any Gen Z bashing here, but that's not really bashing, right? You do read over and over again,
Right.
like the research
It
is
matters to them.
suggesting
They
that,
care.
those youngest, newest employees are really want to be with a company that aligns with their values.
Yes, 100%. And they ask about it, and they go and they read those blogs, right? When they're looking at who's going to be their next employer, that absolutely factors into the decision.
Yeah, I didn't even really think of it that directly, but you're right.
Yeah.
Those are also tools for engagement as well as talent attraction,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'd imagine as well. We're going to be doing the podcast pretty soon.
I know,
with,
I'm excited.
Like, one of the talent acquisition professionals
Yes.
here. Well, maybe we'll talk about some of that as well. Can I just drop one more thing on you? Because didn't really happen this season. It's maybe my fault. I don't know whose fault it is. When am I coming out to the Paycom Center to go to an Oklahoma City Thunder basketball game? We need to make that happen.
We do need to make that happen. I would agree. I cannot believe that was such an oversight on our part.
No, I'm
we will
teasing.
rectify that here soon. I think right now they're doing concerts. I don't know that Thunder are
I gotta
playing
tell you,
right
that's
now.
gotta be the coolest thing ever, right? To have your company name on a basketball arena. I'm a basketball nerd, so
Yes.
to me that is like the epitome. Like, there's no better thing you could have, in my opinion.
I really love it because my mom just takes a picture every time she drives by and sends it to me. That's like, here's the Paycom Center. It's a big deal.
That's a good recruiting tool as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's really a beautiful facility, and then of course the green lights just lighten up the city, and we love green over here at Paycom. So.
Yeah. So cool. Anything else, Tiffany, like you wanted to mention when we've got our captive audience here for a few more minutes?
We're hiring.
What? Tell me about that. How's the hiring climate been?
Well, it's been really competitive. I mean, I think we're not the only employer that's kind of navigating through this market right now, but we're growing like crazy. We're still hiring. Anyone can go to our website, our careers page, and they can find our openings. But we would love to talk to some people more about some opportunities all over the U.S.
That's cool. Well, right. We didn't mention that. You mentioned the Grapevine facility, but Paycom's all over the country, right?
Yes, we have
pretty
sales
much
offices.
Every big city you have a presence in, right?
Yeah,
at
pretty
this point?
much. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
pretty
growing.
awesome. Well, that's awesome. I tell you what, I wanted to ask you one more thing, or bring up one more thing. And speaking of hiring climate, I read this today, and then maybe I don't want to have you like spill the beans too much here. You throw out the hiring card though. I saw today, Bank of America, Tiffany. Bank of America, another national company, all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a couple 100,000 employees, 150,000 employees, if I had to guess. Announced today, as a matter of fact, or as we record this today, they were raising their minimum wage to $22 an hour.
Wow.
Right, and they're on their path to a promised $25 an hour for this is all their employees, right?
Wow.
That's the minimum by 2025. That's their goal. It's the highest minimum wage at any major U.S. bank. I got to believe with the tough hiring climate and inflationary pressures, et cetera, there's probably got to be some of that too going on in the hiring climate, right? Like upward wage pressure or even retention pressure if people maybe like looking around for other opportunities.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that absolutely is the market right now. I think that's phenomenal. I think that really sets them apart from a competitive standpoint to come out and say that. But I feel like you're going to continue to see some of the challenges in the market when it comes to talent, competing offers, retention, trying to retain those employees if they get
Has it ever been like tougher in your experience as an HR person?
No, this is the toughest toughest it's ever been. I would say even the behaviors of some of the candidates sometimes. I don't know that I've ever been ghosted.
Oh, you're being ghosted?
And yeah, I mean, it's happened.
Ghost Tiffany.
Yeah.
Don't ghost Tiffany.
Which is
ridiculous.
It just hurts my feelings so much.
I know.
mean, come on, just let me know. But yeah, so I would say we're in unprecedented times. So many things, and the talent market's one of them.
Last thing, Tiffany, I wanted to mention is, so if you know Paycom at all, or even if you don't know them, you probably have seen some spots on TV or on LinkedIn or other places where Barbara Corcoran serves as a spokesperson.
Yes.
For Paycom Solutions. Barbara is really cool, and I just wanted to shout that out because the commercials are really, really cool. Yeah. And by the way, I love seeing commercials for HR technology on like mainstream
on regular TV.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
It is.
Because I've been around for a while, right? That never happened before.
Yeah.
7, 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. That was not a thing.
Well, and they're funny too. I mean, our marketing team is just phenomenal, and they're funny, engaging commercials. That's the other thing too.
Yeah, and I also want to shout it out too. Like, I love working with people who kind of we just respect what they do. They take pride in what they do, and we believe in them. We don't work with anybody who we wouldn't work with. We don't trust and care about. And I would say this, Barbara Corcoran. I've met Barbara Corcoran because she was the keynote speaker at HR Tech a few years ago. She was absolutely the nicest person of that type of celebrity-ish person I've met over the years. I've met a few, and they're not all as nice, and they're not all as genuine. And she was absolutely a gem.
Yeah.
So couldn't have been nicer to just everybody that day. So I love her, and I'm so glad to see that partnership is still happening.
Yes,
That's awesome.
Me too.
Can we mention the golf partnership real quick?
Sure. Yes.
You got a golfer now? Another
do.
golfer? Is it another golfer or your first golfer?
Our first golfer. Yes.
I love that.
Victor Hovland. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how to say Hovland. He's great.
I don't know
Victor.
either.
He's awesome.
I should know. But yes, he's doing phenomenal,
love it.
and he's out there. He was out there this weekend with the shirt, and it was great.
He's my guy.
Yeah. Well, good.
Awesome. Tiffany, thank you so much for joining us
absolutely.
today. Thanks everybody for watching this very special edition of Off the Clock, where it's like we are in like ABC News headquarters here or something. This is pretty incredible. Thanks so much for listening. Check all the show archives at hrhappyhour.net. Go visit Paycom. Paycom, was it Paycom.com jobs? Where is it? How do we find it?
It's paycomonline.com/careers.
Paycomonline.com/careers. Come and don't ghost Tiffany. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.